Here's a little garden tour. Kind of got this big tree in the middle of it here, and then some raised beds from plastic double-walled sewer pipes, and some stuff planted in the ground, and some metal beds, and some straw bale beds. But we've got some nice peppers right here, some nice giant Marconis, and squash peppers, and some poblanos in there. See those poblanos? And then this is my 3 tomatillo plants that basically took over everything. They're ridiculous. I've got some blackberry bushes buried in here. You can see some of them are still blooming because they're first year bushes. Then I planted some tobacco, native tobacco, to keep bugs off of my strawberries. It didn't really work, and it completely buried the strawberries. But the hummingbirds really like the flower and nectar. And we've got some basil perpetua over there. I'm gonna try and hop over the fence without snagging my pants. We've got some very tall tomatoes. You can see some tomatoes under there. They're on there. And then we've got some watermelon there trailing on the ground. And this is my zucchini patch here. 2 different kinds of zucchini in there. One with this cool variegated leaf. We've got some nice little canary melons growing in there. They really made quite a few melons for just a couple of plants. There's another one. We've got some scarlet runner beans here. Or not scarlet runner beans, Chinese red noodle beans, that's what these are. And you can see they get super long. I just picked these, so in a couple days there'll be some more to pick. The foliage got really destroyed by a hailstorm. Got some more pepper plants over here around the compost pile. Got some very nice poblanos growing there. And some cubanelles. Those are. Got some Ralph Thompson squash peppers. They're like kind of miniature bell peppers. Some cayenne. That's a long one. There. And then some more giant Marconis here. Pretty good sized guys. And then back here we've got some eggplant. A couple different kinds of eggplant. Everything's really crammed in here. That was lettuce and stuff, and then I planted a stray tomato plant in there and it sort of took over. This is beets and carrots and a random sunflower and a couple of broccoli plants. And then we've got another couple of tomatoes that took over my bed of onions. I'm still getting quite a few onions out of there. And then we've got a couple of different winter squashes. This is like a hybrid squash, so they all kind of look different. There's some orange ones, some green ones that are like turban style. They're just all kind of a mess in here. I had to rip these out of the ground when I put the mulch down, so they kind of suffered a bit. And then over here we've got a bumper crop of spaghetti squash. You can see there's like this weird cluster of 5 of them growing right here together. And some there, some on the ground, and there, big boys, really big boy over there, little guy in there. There's a lot of them. Some more tobacco, and what I have found is that the tobacco is keeping the squash bugs at bay, so that's nice. But again, like foliage destroyed by hailstorms. Then we've got Eric's flower garden here. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. It's pretty though. Some nice dahlias, some echinacea, penstemon. That's a cool double echinacea bloom there. There's a poppy, white poppy over there. And then this, which I think is pretty cool, is a little galley of sunflowers and hollyhocks and some Hopi red dye amaranth, and then a whole bunch of dahlias in here that are kind of small because they got planted like mid-July. But anyway, that's the garden. Pretty good first year situation. We got a lot of empty space in here still, so we're gonna put a greenhouse in right there where that garden cart is. It's gonna not be inside the garden, it'll be outside the garden. That will be the entrance to it there. We just take that panel down. But yeah, across the road we've got wall-to-wall coreopsis blooming along the street. Lots of wildflowers this year. That's the garden tour.